Well, hey there. How did you do? Did you do well on the Memoverse quiz? All right. You think you got an A? Good. So you just missed a couple, maybe? One, zero, maybe? All right, great. How did you like the video? What'd you think about that? Yeah, I thought both of the characters, Barnabas and Paul, they're very different, but they are very effective in the way that they're telling us the facts. The name Eunice came up in the story. Paul was talking about a lady that they had met. She's in the Bible. And then he also mentioned his sort of, at the very end there, he kind of foreshadowed maybe there's going to be a problem between him and Peter. And he also mentioned writing a letter to the Galatians, right? That's the book of Galatians in the Bible. And then from Barnabas's perspective, he is concerned about Paul. He realizes he's sick. Paul hasn't told him this. And it was kind of interesting that Barnabas has to make a choice there, his cousin, John Mark, or Paul. And, first he chose Paul. He realized, I've made a mistake on judging John Mark's character. He's just too young at this point. He has more sympathy towards John Mark than Paul does, certainly. But at the same time, he realizes, Paul probably needs to be the leader of this group. Barnabas, that's pretty self-reflective. He's able to really examine himself and realize, because think about this. Barnabas was the leader of the group in the beginning. Paul was the sidekick. And then they get into the journey and they realize the weather, the towns they have to go through, the conditions, sleeping outside, just walking, heat of the summer and the cold of the winter. This part of the world has very similar weather to sort of the middle section of the United States. So it can get cold and it can get hot in the summertime. So that's pretty smart. I'm impressed with Barnabas that he looks at himself and says, I'm not really the person to lead this group. That's Paul. Paul may have a lot of character faults. I mean, a lot. But being a leader of a group that needs that driving force, that never say die, never say quit attitude, that's Paul. So Barnabas realizes that at this point, in that very first journey, he realizes, hey, Paul is taking the leadership and I'm going to let him because he's the guy for the job. So that's pretty impressive. That impresses me with Barnabas. I'm at this point, I'm more impressed with Barnabas, to tell you the truth, than I am Paul. Just the way he's able to see himself and see Paul and see the Holy Spirit. Think about that. Paul says every time they would leave a place, they would leave believers full of the Holy Spirit. What does that look like to you? What does a believer full of the Holy Spirit look like to you? To me, that just looks like someone who is totally sold out to God, who's allowing that Holy Spirit to work through them daily, minute by minute, who gets up in the morning and says, kind of like the epidemic that we're in right now. You may feel like you're out of control. And in a way, we're all out of control. Not because of the epidemic. We're out of control because God is in control. This is just helping us to see that. So Holy Spirit is here to give us that guidance, to give us that direction, to tell us, sometimes which way to go, literally in situations. Go this way, that way, talk to that person, talk to this person. What do I say to that person? And these believers are making other believers. They're being witnesses for Jesus Christ. And that's our job today. Let the Holy Spirit work through us to be witnesses to other people. And I think we're going to have a great opportunity right now during this pandemic, this epidemic, and also when this thing gets over. I mean, it's when we go back to some kind of a normal type life, there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of questions. And we're going to be uniquely equipped with the Holy Spirit to reach out to them. So I hope you're enjoying these as much as I am. And I hope to see you today at 2:30, all right, for the Zoom lesson. It's not a requirement, but I hope to see you there. If I don't, have a great weekend. Be safe. Make good choices. Know that I'm thinking about you guys. Know that I'm praying for you daily. All right? Oh, yeah, and don't forget, Monday we'll have the Chapter 7 Start Here test. Monday. All right? Have a great weekend. I'll see you later.